I do this every single time, but I'm okay with it. We're just going to roll with it. Welcome, guys. This is the FIFA Podcast, episode number 3, with... Someone going to jump in?
TheGoMLStick.
There we go.
Smokey.
We are down one certain longtime lurker. He had stuff to do this week. He was busy. But that's okay. I think we will move on. He should be back next week, along with one certain special guest that I will wait to mention next week.
Secrets.
So, yeah, secrets are good. Surprises are also good. So, 3 big stories today. We got the YouTubers getting absolutely wrecked on stream. I loved it. It was beautiful. The new moderation style in the FIFA subreddit, and the hashtag change career mode movement. Along with Team of the Week talk, community discussion, some real football talk, as well as other things that have become staples the last couple of weeks. So, let's...
The occasional tangent.
The occasional tangent.
Gotta get off topic.
Yeah, it's part of anything. The YouTubers, I think that's where I kind of want to start, because I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was wicked funny. Oop, my phone's going off. That's okay. You blowing up my phone while we're on the podcast? Really?
Sorry.
It's in the chat, okay?
Okay.
This is like the internet version of texting people across the table from you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. So, what do we have? We had Nick28T, we had Nepenthez, and we had Fangbanger, or It's Fangs, or whatever the fuck she wants to call herself.
I didn't even know she existed. I knew the other two. I had no idea that. I didn't even know there was like a popular female FIFA YouTuber. Like,
yeah,
it's just not something I was aware of.
And EA went hard at them. They just went all in, and it was great. Basically, they banned them all while they were streaming. They waited to ban them until they were streaming, and then they... I thought it was great to send a message.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we had Lurker for this, so that he could, like, tell everyone how the coin-selling community is viewing it. But it was pretty good. And then Nick28T said he got hacked, and Chewboy was like, I don't work in customer service, but I asked around. You had a second strike account reset. So EA called him out and said that he had gotten banned. Mm-hmm. And Nick was none too pleased. And then, not to mention that, but Nick28T and Nepenthez both got into it with Dan Paulson, a foothead. And he was just like, guys, you're wrong, stop. This is a direct quote from Dan on Reddit. That's my number one issue with YouTube, guys. They don't man up and tell their viewers how it is. They wield a massive amount of influence over the uninformed viewer, and a lot of them completely ignore the gravity of this responsibility to just make a few more bucks. I remember when AA9 released a video saying he promoted coins to keep his viewers safe. Like, seriously? And I'm going to ignore the rest of that sentence. It'd be akin to us denying the ads on Foothead were anything other than how we monetize. I think Dan's got it spot on.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Dan. Pretty, I mean, especially with all the stuff he's been doing lately to, like, you know, help out with Foothead and take suggestions from the subreddit. It's just like you add on to the fact that he's just straight up calling out YouTubers on Twitter, and yeah, he's got a lot of fans.
I kind of want to I would love to get him on here. That would be beautiful.
That would be fantastic.
I think I might message him about that and just be like, hey, we run a podcast. You should come talk to us. But yeah, it was very interesting to see that he was willing to go to war with these YouTube guys. And then it was just Nick28T and Nepenthez who got into it on Twitter. Or, like, publicly. But a little bit later, I'm trying to find the tweet. Fangbanger What did you do, girl? Where is it?
Something crazy.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that. It was amusing.
It was really funny. Oh, where's the tweet? Okay, here it is. First off, she calls herself Queen of FIFA. That's first thing.
I mean,
second thing,
like by default, maybe it's accurate, but
yeah,
you know,
maybe.
Yeah.
But this tweet, it reads word for word: "I make you fucking money at EA Sports FIFA. I make you money." Like, can we just for a moment sit on that? And here, I'll show it to you guys. I'm not making this up.
Oh god, I
There it
remember
is.
that.
Like, I'm not kidding. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I don't know if they're like delusional or if they're just saying fuck it, let's go all in on this, you know? Like I don't know if they think they're actually like in the right or if they're just fucking trying to make the best of it. Yeah. Like I don't
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this much. Nepenthez, I will give Nepenthez some credit. He made a
yeah.
25-minute long video of the differences between getting hacked and getting banned. And most of the video is saying, we accept that we will get hacked. That's part of the job. And for all of those that haven't watched the video, I'm going to link it in the Twitch chat.
Okay.
Because it's so worth watching.
Okay.
Watch that. Everyone should watch that video if you haven't already. We've got a viewer in here who says she uses EA to make money, not the other way around. EA doesn't give two shit about her promotions. That's very true.
Okay.
If Fangbanger doesn't realize that EA is what makes her money versus the other way around, because EA controls all of the product that is put on YouTube. If they don't want you putting their product on YouTube, they will stop it. They will send a cease and desist, and your videos will no longer exist because you're using their content. And I wouldn't be surprised if she got a message from an EA rep saying, yeah, you don't put that on Twitter about us. But Nepenthez was very, I don't want to say self-critical, but he was definitely saying, you know, we accept that getting banned is something that's going to happen. Smokey815, when are you listening to the stream?
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Okay. It's the little, there's a mute, unmute button on the bottom left.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it on my screen behind me.
Gotcha.
So, I'm trying to sort that out. I can't see the bottom half of my screen, so.
Gotcha.
Fun stuff.
But he definitely was critical of, you know, he doesn't like the fact that this is the way the market is. He even says at one point, if next year this coin glitch was gone and selling coins wasn't a thing, he would be okay with that.
Right,
because
well, that's smart, because
he cares more about the market than, you know, at least he made it seem like he cared more about the market than the money. Now, I don't think that's true, but that was the sentiment he gave off. And whilst it's very clear that they make a lot of money off these coin sponsors from Rodashaw and Nepenthez and everyone who's come to Reddit and saying this is how much money that, you know, we make off these guys. I'm actually going to see if I can find the Rodashaw post where he says how much it was.
How much he actually makes off of these people?
He didn't say the exact numbers, but he gave a percentage of his
earnings.
Yeah. List of popular YouTubers. Where are you? Alright, damn. I'll have to look and find it.
That's fine.
There was a thread where Nepenthez, Air Japes, all these guys came. They basically showed up on Reddit one day, and I was like, "Holy shit! Is this like a YouTube convention? Like what?" And it was pretty interesting that they had decided to get on Reddit and tell us what they were thinking, because it's very rare that we see guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Chewboy was in the post. It was kind of interesting. Chewboy said, and I quote, where is it? I found the post. "Hey guys, this is much appreciated. Just wanted to let you know that the guys have seen this. Our guys at IT have figured out why the email wasn't working for some, so on and so forth." I don't know. I just don't know what... I don't like the fact that coin selling is so big that YouTubers can get reset and the next day they have an account with all the same players they had previously.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. It's coins have become nothing. There's no value. I was looking at. I used to always look at MMOGA, which is, I shouldn't
That's
even say it, but it's KSIs.
Don't not say it. We all know it exists. I mean, how often is it that we play a game against someone online and we have to go, "Oh, how did the link in the description down below treat you? Did you enjoy that?" Like
those prices and say, okay, that's kind of expensive. Like, not everyone.
Oh, he's cutting out. That's why. Compose yourself.
Are you there?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
I don't know why this happens. I used to look at the prices on MMOGA and say to myself, that's expensive. You know, not everyone's going to do this. Then I look at some other websites, and the prices are, like, you can get 1,000,000 coins for $9, €9. Okay? Yeah. It's ridiculous. And you can have anyone you want in the game. You can. I mean, it's just the prices are so cheap now.
1,000,000 Ultimate Team coins right now.
1,000,000 on MMOGA is $21.
$21.
It's not even that much, though.
No,
I mean,
it's
that
not.
gives you, like, fuck all.
But if you look at, like,
Or
some of these other websites where it's dirt cheap, you can get it for much cheaper than even that.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
I don't know what everyone's plan is, so on and so forth. Like, I actually kind of wanted to hear Japes weigh in on the matter, because he seems to have, as far as YouTubers go, pretty much a level head on this kind of deal. Because he picked up a coin sponsor, but he picked it up like 3 weeks later than everyone else did, because he wasn't sure if he wanted to, I guess. And he had showed up in the post and said, you know, it makes sense for me. I've got like 250,000 subscribers, and you know, it's the difference between being able to pay rent and not. But then he went on to say, for people like Rhoda Shaw and KSI, I have no fucking clue why they do it. They make
because it's more money, and why
10
not?
times the money I do now, and you know, maybe they're basically just doing what El Presador does, and they're just sucking YouTube clean for whatever they can.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them, because if the money's there, they don't care. Like, they want to put the money in their savings account and be rich for the rest of their lives. Why not just grab money if you can take it? Why take 1 million if you can take 2? You know, you're still rich if you have the 1 million, but you know, why not just keep going? They're not. It's not like they're being paid $1 billion and it's just rich no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, but when you're already driving around a Lamborghini, like...
Oh, I mean, yeah, did you see the picture of his new purple Lamborghini that he had customized? I mean, he's ridiculous, but at the same time, I don't really blame the guy. To be honest with you, if I was KSI and a coin sponsor came to me and said, we'll give you this load of money for, you know, an advertisement on your videos, I'd say, okay, I don't care. Like, the principles don't matter at that point. As far as I'm concerned, I'm sorry, but...
Well, no, it makes sense. The money is there. Like, obviously money talks, but, like, I think
when Japes says, like, or when, who is it, Japes? Nepenthe? Japes. When he says, oh, you know, those guys are so rich anyway, why does it matter? Well, you know, they want more money. I don't think they're, you know.
I think between KSI and Rhoda Shaw, they collectively have more subscribers than everyone else.
Right.
As a side note, reading through that thread and seeing that Rhoda Shaw is fucking 17 just makes me really fucking depressed.
Oh, wait, dude, have you ever seen his videos? He acts like he's fucking 12.
I don't know. It just, like, honestly, I don't watch a lot. You know, I mean, I'll watch the odd fucking FIFA video because I like the dude's play style.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit, like,
No, they're
I
ridiculous.
mean, it's kind of surprising, honestly, and it always surprises me a little bit how much fucking money you can make from YouTube. And then on top of that, he's got his coin shit going on. So I mean, like, a certain part of me is like, all right, well, you know, you're kind of helping ruin the game for everybody, but then the other part's like, just fucking way to go, dude. Like, I'm impressed.
Like,
goddamn.
Like,
the amount of money he makes is very impressive, in fact.
And good for him. I mean, he's the one who went out there and started editing the videos and putting up the work, and, you know, he got big. But he acts like a 3-year-old and with the faker actions, and that's who people on YouTube cater to. It's why PewDiePie is huge. And
I've never watched his videos either.
They just cater to little kids and they act stupid, and that's what it is, you know. Okay, so you can get 15 million coins for for $99 on this one website I'm looking at.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, kids, like, it's the price of a game and a half, and you can have anything in the game you want.
The thing that bothers me is that Ultimate Team is not supposed to be a pay-to-win game, which and to be fair, it's not a pay-to-win game, because there are a lot of people I've seen with, you know, teams that Lurker could only dream of, and they don't win. They get wrecked.
No, it's not.
They're not good at the game.
It definitely is a pay to have a much better chance to win game, though.
That's very true.
Like, all else being equal, the money will win the game.
Handicapping is not, like, we all kind of get pissed off if we have a good team and lose to a bad team, but handicapping is really not there, in my opinion.
No.
The game is just buggy as fuck, and sometimes it goes.
The game is just buggy, and
yeah.
If you have a full Team of the Year squad and you're going up against a full bronze squad, you have a huge advantage, and there's no getting around.
It was pretty interesting, like, especially with Rhoda Shaw and what he does. I don't want to, like, crap on his, you know, business sense, right? But he said on Reddit that he was not doing well in school, and then he started YouTube as, like, okay, well, this is a hobby, which is good. That's how you should do it.
That's exactly what KSI said. Sometimes I think they make those things up just to sound like a Cinderella story scenario, but
I mean, I don't want to call him a liar.
KSI says the same exact thing. He was this kid failing out of school. I'm not going to say he's a liar. He probably was doing pretty bad in school and got big, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think it really matters. A lot of us do bad in school at certain points, and it's like, whatever.
I just don't know what, like, you've got 2 million subs. You're, you know, top 100 on YouTube, and you still need more money to ruin the game.
There's a comment by you.
What? Where?
In the thread.
Oh.
The Cal Freezy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's who I was... I did actually mention Cal Freezy, didn't I?
There you go.
Here, yeah, link that over here. But, like, why would you make more money at the expense of ruining the game that we all like to play? Like, you make money off the game. Yeah. So if you ruin the game that you make money off of, like, I don't know.
It all goes back to everyone else is doing it. Why not put more money in my coffers kind of issue?
I think with the ruining it aspect, it's not like stopping the game, or like it's not going to make them less money in the long run, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like...
what it is. Yeah. It's like, why, if everyone else is doing it and just selling themselves out in the community and making money, why not me? Yeah. Why should I swipe here with my morals and just rot away while they're going to be sitting there driving their fancy cars and I'm going to be sitting here just paying my rent off? It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Rent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Frustration.
You don't, yeah. It's frustrating. Well, we can all just sit here and not have to worry about it because we're not the ones driving Lamborghinis.
That's true. We don't drive Lamborghinis or Ferraris.
Got that going for me, which is not nice, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem with Rhoda Shaw's attitude about it. He goes, his quote, "Yo, first off, I'm not opposed to to anyone reporting my gamertag to EA," and he gives us a gamertag. "I'm breaking the team's terms of service, so you're more than welcome to. However, due to the fact that a few of you in this thread seem to have a genuine disliking for me, I want to explain to you why I personally promote coin sellers. I'm in no way speaking for all YouTubers. Okay, so let me give you some background. I'm 17 and didn't do my A-levels because I dropped out to do YouTube. He's 17 and he didn't finish school because of YouTube. That shows you how much money he was making already. Yep. So the chances of me getting an actual job aren't very high at the moment. Nope, they're not. And when YouTube dries up, he's an immature kid. That's just my opinion.
With probably millions of dollars in the bank, but yeah, go on.
That's right. He doesn't need a job anymore. No. I'm currently saving up for a house, and I figured if I can just get that paid off, it's one thing less I have to worry about in the future. So obviously while I do YouTube because I love it and making videos is my hobby, I'm going to try and make the most out of it money-wise. I also do this without... I want to do this without selling out. Actually, you already did. That's an issue. As I hold my videos to a high standard, would never want them to be overrun with product placement and brand intrusion. Coin sponsorship makes up for 50% of my total earnings. So, if you have the amount of money to buy a Ferrari before coin sponsorship, you now have 2 Ferraris because of, like, that shows you how much money they're getting paid to do this. And I think Dan Paulson at one point even said that he had a lot of money thrown at him to put coin sponsors on for him, and he said no.
I remembered seeing something about that as well.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just my thought on it. I don't know what everyone else thinks about the YouTubers. There are some we all like and some we all hate. And, like, the guys I don't think and girl, Fang Banger, I'm sorry, I don't want to leave you out, Queen of FIFA. I think she has a different attitude on it than everyone else. Like, she just seemed really entitled about this. I don't think anyone else has seemed that entitled. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe Nick, but from what I've gathered, and even Hectic Juke said it in another thread that I was looking at, Nick's just kind of an asshole. And will do anything to, like, say that he's not wrong. So it was weird. Yeah, that's YouTube. People are weird.
People are people. Whatever.
I kind of want to move on. Maybe we'll get lucky and be able to actually have one on here and have them explain themselves. But that's neither here nor there. New moderation style in the FIFA subreddit. I'm liking
it.
Shane. Shane's doing a good job. Damn.
I'm glad that hub thing is going to be used on a subreddit that actually functions.
Yeah, the FIFA Pro subreddit.
That really, really excites me because that was an idea that was honestly one of the main reasons that I got, like, really involved in the FIFA Pro one. Like, that was my first suggestion when I got there was to try and use a hub instead of, like, a one post per day at the top of the subreddit or whatever. Just make it a hub so that you have everything in one place. And, you know, obviously we've gone over that whole debacle, but I'm glad that it's getting used in a subreddit that actually gets some traffic. I hope it'll
think that
like organize shit a bunch more.
Shane will be able to, he'll be able to implement it well, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the bot down, you know what I mean? Like, he's got his daily threads up, he's got all this stuff going on, and, you know, sticky posts everywhere, and it's like, it's honestly, the hub post specifically is honestly perfect for the bot situation.
Yeah.
Because it does it all for you, throws it up, and there you go. You know, you don't have to do anything other than handle the actual comments, which is still a big fucking workload, but...
the biggest thing I'm seeing is there was one point where the entire front page of our FIFA was memes. The entirety of the front page. And I made a thread I made a comment about it. I was like, can we do away with this shit?
Be nice.
Where is it? I'm finding it now because I want to see what people said, and I'll give you Shane's. There it is. It was 3 months ago. 3 months ago, the entire front page of FIFA was memes. And my reaction was, like, I said, and I quote, like, I love a funny picture as much as the next guy, but between the look at what I got pictures, the screen caps of YouTubers getting reset, and now the my reaction when post, it's getting a bit much. I kind of think if we were to ban memes and my reaction when and things of that nature, the quality of the post in this subreddit would go up tremendously. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And then people were saying I like them and whatnot. Shane came in here and said, someone commented on it and said, to be fair, outside of post-creating squads, this subreddit has barely any quality in the first place. And my response was, well, why not make a point to start changing it? And I don't think I've ever made, like, aside from, you know, random questions and stuff like that, a self-post where I was not actively attempting to contribute to that subreddit and bring content to it. You know, like I did the match thread, and I helped out with the generation squads and stuff like that. And Shane even commented, and he said, this is the correct answer. The memes aren't that big of a deal if they're mixed with good content, but if everything sucks, then the memes are just as good as everything else.
I don't...
Go.
Oh, you know, hey, look, I got a Ronaldo in a pack today. I don't mind that.
Yeah, there was one of those.
You know, when it's too much, it's too much.
Yeah. And then someone paged Shane, and he says, paging Shane solo, although I believe his moderation style philosophy is let the votes decide, which he has obviously changed. And he goes, if a meme has over 100 upvotes, who am I to say it doesn't belong? Now, if we fast forward 3 months to... When did he put that post up? Do you remember? Was it 2 days ago? 3 days ago?
I'm not sure.
Let's find it. Top this week. Top this week. Come on. Where is it?
I wish there was like a sticky history where you could go through all the
Yeah, where I could search all the sticky posts. That would be great.
That would be fantastic.
You know, if I was more professional about this, I would have been prepared. But that's that's okay.
Just go to his user page and then click on
That's what I
submit.
think I'm going to do.
Yeah.
To Shane's user page. Also, I think Shane's on PS4. We should try and get a game in with him at some point. Alright, so it was 3 days ago. There's been a lot of debate. I'm just going to read the post out. There's been a lot of debate over the last few months about moderation and the growth of the FIFA subreddit over the last year. As the latter has resulted in an influx of what we like to think of as typical Reddit. Increase of memes and other so-called shitposts have added fuel to an already burning fire regarding squad builder threads, pack pull threads, or buy or sell threads, and everything else you hate. Many of you have been around long enough to know that little about our views on censor, to know a little bit and how downvote button matters. But what you need to know is how this has changed over the last 6 months. We now have over 100 posts an hour during peak times, and no amount of downvoting is going to help quality content float to the top. Many good things are getting drowned out by the wave of activity, and we're going to need to tweak things to fix that. Beginning in March, we're going to start a daily index thread for the main categories of content. This is the hub that we were talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Squad building threads, market advice threads, packing, bragging, or raging threads. So those are the three. And those take up, I will admit, quite a bit of the subreddit right now. And if they're all indexed under that hub, I think that'll be great.
Right.
I've created a bot that will replace the weekly threads concept, and instead will post 3 daily threads on the above topics. The bot will then post an index thread that will be the sole sticky to the top that links all 3 of those threads together. And then there's a mock-up. And then he goes, as you can see from the example, it will link each of the daily threads as well as a section of other helpful links and information. This can be edited by the moderators to help assist in highlighting the quality content or providing more focus to users who choose to ignore the sidebar and make use of the search function. For the moment, the weekly fucking rant thread and the inform watch thread will remain weekly events, and to see how well the automated posts do on their own. He goes on to say, I hope that this subreddit becomes cleaner, fitter, happier, and more productive. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or concerns, feel free to comment below. I really don't think there's a bad thing about this.
Nope. I'm all kinds of on board.
I can't see a drawback.
Uh, I don't even bother going into the squad builder thread, for example, even though my favorite part of Ultimate Team is actually building squads and like trying to come up with creative ways to link players. So I'm really hoping that, first of all, it'll be more useful for people who are trying to make squads. You know, they'll actually get some good advice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping that having that up there all the time will mean that instead of just, you get one guy giving you a suggestion and then that's it, there'll actually be some discussion. Like, I would take this player over this player because, his positioning was better or his fucking shooting is better or the balance works better with the midfield. Like, whatever it is, I'm really hoping it'll end up in more discussion as opposed to just suggestions and then nothing.
And then nothing after that.
Yeah.
He does, however, mention that the concept was in progress over a month ago. I'm not sure how much of that is true due to what we accomplished in the other subreddit thread, or in the other subreddit. However,
I mean, it's not exactly like a massively complicated idea, so it wouldn't surprise me if he had, if he'd actually come up with, the idea of a hub. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't know how much he paid attention to the FIFA Pro thing other than the initial issue with All Mention being banned. Like, I don't know if he, was really involved in, seeing what we were trying to do over there, or if he just kind of knew it existed and was trying to prevent, an upstart type dealio.
Mm-hmm.
But, I wouldn't be surprised if he either had the idea and we kind of prompted him to get going with it, or if he just had the idea in general and it was going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I think it may have.
I'd give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think it may have just been spurred on and moved quicker because of what we did. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably.
I don't know how much of moderation the other moderator's going to do. I hardly ever see that guy, the Ziz Luap guy.
Zizzle. Yeah, I don't know who he is.
I never see him. Apparently he spends most of his time in FIFA coins, but the last time he posted in our FIFA was 4 days ago. So, I don't know. Maybe he just pretends or wants to stay on the background. Also, Shane goes on to say, as someone asks, what's your plan for the shit posts that don't fit into one of those three themes? Are you just going to delete them, or are you going to leave them for downvotes? He goes on to explain, it depends on what kind of shit post it is. We'll be relying more heavily on user reports, although this has already started somewhat. It'll be easier for us to see the BS while not staring at 100 build me an unlimited budget squad, and I don't even care what posts each. Adding more moderators will help, but again, it'll really depend on the post. Sometimes the little community jokes are actually kind of fun, but it makes it more of a community. But we'll be more quick to kill the joke dead because only one can shake so much after opening a pack before going to bed, since Chupo is life. I think
I am glad that there's still the aspect of community jokes, and I think the subreddit hasn't gotten so large that you need to stamp those out immediately.
Yeah.
I think they'll kind of run their course and just be around. But as far as trying to keep it less just pictures for days, that'd be definitely something that I hope they stick with.
Yeah, and one thing that I will say that it's still mostly going to be pictures, or at least we got.
Oh yeah.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, nope. 13, 14, 15. 15 of the 25 posts are pictures or GIFs. Which I'd like to. It's almost half, so that's pretty good.
Okay.
And I'm okay with it. But if it got less, I wouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
And then they're all pretty good, or man of the match cards, their announcements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The one that annoys me is the one on top. It says wait for the replay. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but the title is really shitty. Fuck that. It really made me laugh, but it also made me sad at the same time. Pochettino just threw his controller out the window.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, that's
I looked
really
at
funny.
it, and the only reason I looked at it was because I didn't know if it was going to be the Soldado thing or if it was going to be Vertonghen having like an aneurysm and
But, like,
just giving the ball away.
that's actually really funny. And the fact that we can have that kind of stuff linked in is kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and stuff like that is okay. But then you get down farther, an Air Japes FIFA inspired squad I made plays wonderfully, and it's just a picture of his squad. We don't need that.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it if they went like heavy on the self posts. Like, I've honestly never understood why Reddit isn't self post only. Just because, for whatever reason, people really, really care about their link karma, and they'll make posts purely to get that number up, which is, you know, in some cases a link is definitely better, but I mean, when it comes to posting a squad or anything that could involve any kind of discussion, a self post is honestly better because you can expand inside the post.
Yeah.
And like actually, you know, fucking give more information than like a one sentence title. But people aren't going to do it if they can post a link.
Like with links for a subreddit like car porn, it makes sense.
Right.
You know, like that's where all my highest rated links are, just because it's the highest rated subreddit that I post on.
Mm-hmm.
But my highest rated post on our FIFA was an Imgur album, and that was the current Serie A, the generational Serie A teams.
Oh, right.
And that was something that I think was okay with for links, because it was an album, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's just like, the issue is most of the time, links aren't necessary. Yeah. It's like, there are obviously some examples of them being a much better way to make your post, but it just, like, with the way the subreddit is in terms of just the sheer number of like single images and GIFs that you get,
yeah,
I just self-post only for a while might actually be an option, although I don't think it's one that'll ever get taken.
No, because people would be so quick to being like, I don't want to put effort into my post. Which doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you want to share something if you don't want to put effort into what you're sharing?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense to me.
No.
I mean,
I think my biggest pet peeve with the links is people who ask for squad suggestions and then just post like a picture of their squad. It's like, get like more information. You know what I mean? Like that's a perfect situation for a self post, because you can say, you know, I'm on PlayStation, I've got this much fucking money, I like these players, so don't take them out. You know, I would prefer this style of player type thing. Like, it's just people don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever will, like, on their own, so.
No, and it's unfortunate. Well, especially with the amount of, like, people we have. Like, once you get up over 20,000 people, then it becomes a lot harder to, you know, the hive mind kind of takes over. Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever tried to make a self-post on our soccer?
Maybe one time.
Like,
I don't go there very often.
It doesn't go well. And our soccer has, I don't even know what the number is. Let's check. Our soccer has 320,000 people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 8 times larger than our FIFA. You know?
Right.
And it only gets bigger and bigger as you go on. Now, Gamal, I know you don't post, like, very much on FIFA, like, on Reddit. You lurk a lot. What's your view on all that? Like,
what? Okay, well, I'm just not the type of person who usually gets involved. Like, I don't know, I get into arguments and things like that, but, I mean, I don't know. You guys know more about this whole thing than I do, and I really don't pay attention to it, but...
Did he cut out? I think he cut out. Come back to us. You were in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, how the fuck were you offside, Tevez? You son of a bitch.
You come back to us, Gamo. Oh no!
Oh,
Holy crap! This is going on for a long time.
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Hello?
Yeah,
You're good.
back.
I don't know what it is with this whole thing. I need to
We're gonna
figure
have to
something out.
I'm gonna have to find some elevator music that I can just play while he goes away,
I
and then we'll cut it when he comes back.
will do some research on why this is happening. But anyway, like I said, I like the occasional meme and the occasional, like, I pulled some crazy thing, because I get very jealous, and I'm just kind of like, you bastard, you just pulled the freaking Team of the Year Neuer, and you opened one pack in all. Like, you're crazy. But I don't know. You guys get more involved in it than I do. I really, to be honest, I'd have to get myself involved in the subreddit to actually care.
Well, but
That's
like,
my
as
opinion.
someone who just like looks at it, does it look better when you?
Oh yeah. No, when the quality of the post is better, it looks more organized. But to me, it's just kind of like, you need a mix of things. It can't just all be, let's have a chat about defensive midfielders and have you go on and on forever every
That's
single
true.
post.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the occasional quality post is perfect, but when it's just like, we don't need a life story every single post on
that's
the
very
site.
true. I just don't.
But
know...
that's why there are guys like you in there that are notable, because you do that kind of stuff and you put the effort into it.
Yeah, I would like to see more people put effort into it. Honestly, like it's very rare that I see the massively long self post that is just trying to bring up a topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would like to see more of that, but again, you know, hard to come by, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement that this was. It's a good thing for Shane to be doing this, and I'm glad he is. And it'll probably come up again. We'll revisit it down the road. All right, so next on the docket, something that was this started on Twitter, or was it started on
I would assume with the
Reddit?
hashtag it got started on Twitter, but maybe like from Reddit. You know what I mean? Like a guy on Reddit started it on Twitter.
Yeah, but we've got hashtag change career mode, which excites the crap out of me. Like, I love career mode, but there are some things in career mode that are just fucking stupid.
Egwene, you big fat fuck. Get on the side.
You know, because we've got other career modes in... There are certain things about FIFA's career mode that are really good compared to other games that have career modes, but there are other things that are just really, really, really fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have said something that we'll never get, but if we could get Football Manager and FIFA put together, then...
I would cry for joy to have a middle ground, because a middle ground is exactly what I want. I just don't have the patience to sit down for... Like, I love Football Manager to death, but it's like you actually have to sit down and like legit watch these games. Like, enough as to where you can actually figure out what is working with your tactics and what isn't. And I'm like... in real life, I'm more than happy to do that. I love the tactical aspect of the game. But in a game, it's like, first of all, it's based completely on numbers, you know? So it's like, you could do the perfect thing, and just by chance, you won't win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying in that sense. I just don't have the time and patience to sit through something where I could get it completely right and still make a mistake, you know, and fail.
Right.
So like a little bit less in depth, you know, would be fantastic. But I would love to be able to, like, for example, set up training, have expanded player interactions. Like, you could actually give them an answer when they come and tell you that they want something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big one, because I had a player from Ireland just get really, really pissed at me. He's like, "I'm homesick. I need to fucking go." And I'm like, "Oh, first of all, you're in England, and second of all, you just accepted terms for another club in England, so I'm really not sure how homesick you are right now, bud."
Yeah.
So it's like, it'd be nice to be able to be like, "Hey, you know, why don't you give it a shot? Like, fucking play out the season and see how you feel," or whatever. I love career mode so much, but they need to do something to it.
All right, so I've got the...
My amazing team that I created.
Yeah, you just got fired. That was really funny.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that don't know the story, a lot of people, or whoever's watching, maybe listening, Sam had built Roma into a superpower. They were just unstoppable. And then he was, 5, 6 years in?
Yeah.
And you finished in 5th in the league. And you didn't win the Champions League, right? You got kicked out in the Champions League, too? I'm going to assume that's a yes.
We won the Supercopa, but that's just about all we did.
So you won the Supercopa, but you didn't win the Champions League and finished 5th in the league. So you missed out on Champions League. And you got... Sacked. He got fired. And do you want to just run off your lineup the last year?
Back.
Okay. What was that? You cut really quick.
85 rated Alaba at left back.
Yep.
I had Aymeric Laporte, who has crazy potential at center back. My other center back was Marquinhos, who was like 84 rated at the time.
All right. You're right back? Jeez, I really need to get this elevator music going, don't I?
Is it still happening?
Every once in a while you drop out. That first one, though, was like an entire minute. It was amazing.
It's Google. Yeah, it's Google. I don't know what's going on. I watch other...
Oh, there it goes again. It kind of like trails him out, too.
Yeah, it like, you can hear him for just a second and you know what's happening. There's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. All right, so who's your right back?
Matteo DeCilio.
Okay.
I do like Julia.
My center mids were 88 89 rated Pogba. Who the heck did I have? I don't know.
And then it did it again. Suffice to say, his team was really, really good. I know he had like Faguli, he had Balotelli. His team was stupid. But he got fired, and that's part of career mode. It's not a part of career mode I think people get to see that often. I don't think. But anyway, I've got the FIFA 16 wish list from Reddit that I just come up with. I'm going to run down some things that we've got here. So, loan players. Loan players should be ineligible when playing against parent clubs. Ability to negotiate a percentage of wages to pay rather than always full wages. Ability to negotiate the loan period, as well as end of season or 2 seasons. And bigger loan deals able to be negotiated, such as Torres to Milan or Falcao to Man United. So things of that nature. I think that's good. I think loans are stupid in this game. It's really hard to get players to go out on loans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish there was... I don't know if they mentioned this further on, but on the topic of loan players, you can get like a parent club or like a fucking feeder club.
That would be
like,
nice.
If you're Spurs and you have 56 rated Josh Onuma, you could send him down to Swindon, and they're just like, that's just a thing that happens. You don't have to go through the trouble of listing him and hoping someone picks him up. It's just like, no, you're our feeder club, and you're going to take this player and play him.
Yeah. The next one is scripted transfers. So that Suarez doesn't always go to Bayern, Aguero doesn't always go to Real Madrid, Benzema doesn't, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
I think
really
the problem with that is, Football Manager, he hasn't even figured that out. It's it's a matter, I think, of player need, so whatever the game determines that team needs, player and club reputation, and money. You know what I mean? It's Madrid need a striker. Who are they going to go after? Well, Suarez is, recently transferred. It's Aguero and Lewandowski were the only ones in recent years, and now with Lewandowski at Bayern, it's who else is really going to be good enough to go to Madrid right now?
But do Madrid really even need a striker? That's my thought. Why is that one of their needs?
In real life, no, but in the game, they see, they've only got Benzema. They totally need to, fill that hole.
Well, wouldn't they? My thinking: why don't they go for a right back, or why don't they go and pick up an actual defensive midfielder? I think just the whole needs to be retooled.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. My favorite is when you see those people who have like Juventus stockpiling keepers. They'll have like
Yeah.
Ugo, Joe Hart, Jack fucking Butland, like that Leale kid, and then Buffon will still be kicking at age 38. So it's just like the entirety of the fucking goalkeeping is just there.
Yeah, it's like they don't have dynamic needs almost. Like Spurs. Yeah. Spurs get Doumbia every fucking career mode that I'm not playing with them.
Yeah. And we need a fucking left winger too in FIFA.
In FIFA. I haven't seen them pick up Memphis Depay yet, even though in FIFA that's totally something that can happen.
Yeah, that's honestly surprising. I feel like that's one of the transfers that would easily be common because it's a big player from a smaller league. It's like Spurs totally could use a left winger.
Yeah. Friendlies preseason, being able to arrange your own friendlies. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My God,
that would be nice. The only thing with that is like I don't really care about my friendlies too much.
Yeah.
I'll usually what I'll do is I'll fucking put in whatever 10 or 11 players I'm trying to get better, and basically just give them 3 matches. When they don't actually mean anything.
And it also goes on to say unlimited substitutions in friendlies.
Yeah.
So that you could play all the players that you are, like all the youth players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that would be really cool if they followed the, And to expand on that, I kind of wish we had to follow the, actual squad listing rules.
I want to have to worry about homegrown players so much.
Yeah, because that would make career mode not stale after you've bought. Because right in my Leicester City career mode, I don't have that many homegrown players.
Mm-hmm.
Because my front 3 are Muller, Bale, and Royce. And I've bought like a player for every
Bale's homegrown.
Position. Bale is homegrown, but like,
there
are very few 31-year-old players that you can buy that are going to be homegrown in the Premier League.
Right.
And they should institute all those rules.
And I mean, like for Champions League, for example, they don't necessarily need to go with like the 8 and 4. You need 8 total, 4 of which came from specifically your academy. Just make it 8.
Yeah.
Like you can only register 17 players that were not homegrown. So like, you could have 0 homegrown players. Your squad is just 17 though. Like that's it. That's all.
And you need to put you need to be able to submit your squad sheets. I think is something that'd be good.
Yeah.
Like you have your quote squad sheet in your club, but that's for every game that your club plays. You have the same squad sheet.
Yeah.
I would also like under 21s not to count because that's a thing.
Yeah. They need to sort out the whole squad thing. I mean, that's number 5 on the list that I'm looking at right now. Youth and reserve teams.
Youth reserve teams.
We need them because
fixture list congestion.
Yeah, that's just. I mean, that's just gotta happen. Like I've had 4 matches in 4 days. It's like, all right, come on, guys.
You run into it every now and again. It seems like once a career mode, I run into it where I've got 5 games in a week, and I'm like, what the hell? I can't do that. And then it basically turns into, all right, which game do I want to lose? you know? Youth reserve teams. The ability add in youth squad league, which all young players compete against each other. Yes. I would love to have an under 21
That would be the best
team.
thing ever, especially because I doubt loans are going to get sorted out as well as I'd like them to.
Yeah.
So being able to have a youth team, and also if they do the homegrown thing, I would hope that they make it so that you actually have to have that player at your club for 3 years or in the league for 3 years. So like if Spurs loaned out a fucking 17-year-old kid who'd only been there for 2 years to Spain, he wouldn't count as homegrown because he spent a year over in Spain.
Yeah.
You know? But I honestly doubt they're going to go that in depth. That seems like a lot of effort into something that won't make them any money.
That seems Football Manager-esque, and they won't want to do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, stop having these youth players. Like, I had an 18-year-old rated right or 18-year-old right wing that comes up and says, I should be part of the starting team. I was like, wait a minute, Gareth Bale is ahead of you. There's no fucking way you're my starting right wing.
Yeah.
Not to mention his backup is Eric Lamela. Like, you're third in the pecking order, maybe. Stop saying you want to get called up to the senior
It's not what
team.
it said in my contract. I deserve more playing time. Dude, you're not getting it.
You know,
chill the fuck out.
That annoys me. Stuff like that. The whole May update that shouldn't be a thing.
No, I mean, monthly would make sense.
Like, if they got
If,
upgraded monthly and
yeah,
it made sense.
if they honestly, if they have a league, just basically sim the entire thing, like
And
on a
have
weekly,
it
like
follow
every
the progression that we already follow.
exactly. Which I do want to figure out how that works. As a side note, like, do strikers get better by scoring goals, or is it just 100% on form and they'll randomly like give him a boost to fucking marking for some reason? Like Danny Ings, he got like 5 points in marking for whatever reason in my
I
first
don't know.
half season.
I actually don't
apparently.
know. Because I have had Thomas Muller not score any goals, but in fantastic form, and still go up 2 points at
Right.
to 31.
I mean, because you've got accomplishments for your player. Like when you have like your player career mode, that you meet accomplishments. Like I wish there was some way to be able to ensure that like if you have a left winger and you want him to become really really good at being inverted, cutting in and shooting, you don't really care about his crossing. Like through training or play style, he gets molded into that kind of player. So like that would and another note that's probably going to come up later is time to actually make this fucking happen. Like more than 15-year-long careers would be fantastic.
And then another thing would be like to have a youth manager that
Yep.
like went in depth and told you about the players in your youth team.
Mhm.
Because it's now kind of just a guessing game when you sign a youth player. Like, okay, I have a general ballpark of your overall and your potential, but do you have 5-star skills? Like, are you proficient with your weak foot? Like,
Yeah.
who am I calling up to my youth team?
Mhm.
Essentially, I want Southampton as every fucking youth team. That's what I want. I want Southampton running my youth team in FIFA. Tell me everything. I just want to know everything.
Right.
I would love for that to be something you could invest in. Like if you want to just go ham and build like a super team, go right ahead. Or you can, like, one of my favorite things to do was to do a really like improvised Southampton. And like go and buy my financial takeover, pick up fucking Bradford City in League 2, spend big on 3 crazy scouts, and then just try and make it with youth products. That was enjoyable.
That is
That
really
was a
fun.
good time. It would be awesome if you could kind of like be a billionaire taking over a team and do it the quote unquote right way.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, Southampton makes fuck tons of money, but they don't spend it on players.
Right.
They make their own fucking kits, for God's sake. Like, they didn't go to Nike or Adidas. They make their own kits. And their youth team and youth academy is second to none. And I kind of wish that was seen in career mode when you pick a team. Like, if you picked Southampton as your team, you should already have 3 5-star youth scouts.
Yeah.
That should just be a thing,
Yeah, I know Football Manager. When you're going through and picking your team, it'll give you a rating for their training center and for their youth facilities, and that would be awesome.
And your training center too, like
it would be so cool
get
if they
less
implemented that
injuries or
to
something
some
like
extent.
that,
Yeah,
you know?
increase injuries, or for the like a better growth rate for players who aren't playing matches on a regular basis. Like your fucking backup right winger is still getting better at a slightly more consistent rate than now, where it's like you look through your reserves and some random guy that hasn't played a match and has been under contract for 2 years randomly went up 2 points this month, which is kind of interesting. It's like some kind of direction with the training and player growth would be fantastic, other than just hoping EA randomly decided this dude was going to be good.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that they got to figure out is like actually make youth products positioned and labeled correctly, versus being as it says, like the occasional 5'9" center back I'm okay with, because Cannavaro exists and he was like the best at the time. But if every center back is 5'5" and can't move, and every left back is Gareth Bale, and every center attacking mid has the pace of an iceberg, that's a problem.
Yeah. One thing I saw was it didn't end up on this list, but I saw it in a comment, was the idea that you could change player positions. And it's like, it's one of those things where he'll be labeled a left back. You look at him like, all right, well, that's a left winger. You just play him at left winger. But first of all, it just bothers me that there's a little fucking yellow dot up there on the left side. That annoys me. I mean, it would be great if you could retrain players, and by retrain I mean just fucking assign them a different position.
Or maybe even it takes a process. Like maybe you have to physically go through a process to do it.
Yeah,
you know?
that would be great.
It takes a month, and he moves up from left back to left mid to left wing.
Yeah, like I'd be completely okay with that.
You know, or if you wanted your left winger to be able to play striker or attacking mid, then you could do that. You know, because I don't think, I'm going to use Gareth Bale as the example because he's the biggest one. I don't think Bale just decided, you know, I'd be good at this left wing thing. Why don't I try it? I'm pretty sure he had to like do some learning to be able to do everything that he did. You know? And
then taking that change all the way over to right wing. It's like players change over their career. Yeah, it would be fantastic if you could prompt that.
Yeah, he was not an inverted winger at Spurs. He was very much, I'm going to put this cross into Crouchy and he's going to do something with it.
Taxi from Icon?
But he wasn't even inverted then. He shot it across his body.
Yeah, oh my god. Dude, that animated video, as a like marginally related note, that like cartoon animation thing that one guy posted.
Yeah, it's so
I
good.
love that thing.
But I mean, he used to just roast people with his pace, and now at Madrid, he's essentially Iron Robin 2.0. Like, he's a bigger, stronger, faster Robin. You know? Now, I'll say Robin has better ball skill. No, Robin's probably better dribbling.
Yeah, his close control is way, way better.
But if I want someone popping a long shot, you know, if I want someone to turn left and shoot, and that's all I want them to do, I'm going to take Bale. If I want you to turn left, beat two guys, and then shoot, then I'm going to take Robin, you know?
I'd probably take Messi, but yeah, in that comparison, Robin is definitely...
Yeah, well, Messi wouldn't even beat two guys. He'd just kind of bounce off of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
He would just make them feel bad about their life decisions. Dude's pretty good.
Yeah, next on the list is player growth, which we kind of got into. More dynamic player growth related to player performance. E.g. a player scoring in form, shooting-related stats increase. Lots of assists, passing stats go up. You make 8 tackles in a game, your slide tackling goes up. You know, if you hit 2 crosses, then your crossing goes up. If you're playing... players that aren't playing shouldn't grow as fast. However, you should be able to play them on a youth team or get them out to loan so they can play. And then, obviously, ability to train for a new position. Yes. Young players grow in length. So get taller. Like, a 16-year-old is not going to stay the height that he was at 16 the entire time. Or a 15-year-old. Because I hate when that happens. Because I was like 5'1" when I'm 15. And now I'm almost 5'11". You know? So it frustrates me that that's a thing, that players don't get taller. And then being able to tell players what to work on in training, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing I think Football Manager does extremely well. You can train for a position, which is, you know, your preset list of like, these are the attributes for this position. You can train a specific mental ability, you can train physical abilities, you can train, you know, technical abilities and all that shit. Or you could train weak foot, for example. Like if you think your guy's technical stats are good and you just want him to get from like 3 to 4 star weak foot, have at it, you know?
Yeah, being able to get a higher weak foot or better skill moves, you know? Like, I would love that if your player comes out of the academy with 4-star skill moves, I would love being able to train him to get 5, you know? I don't think you should be able to... I think everyone should be able to get trained up to 4, right?
Yeah.
I think 4 should be something that everyone should be able to accomplish, but getting 5 should be reserved. Maybe only players with the flair trait can get 5-star skills.
Yeah, like a dribbling threshold or something like that.
But I think that would be cool. It would increase the variability. Or if I want, you know, say I've got this really cool academy product that's in my center midfield, and he's basically Pirlo, but his free kick stats are like 40s. I want to be able to make him be able to hit free kicks. You know, I should be able to train him on that. And that's cool. 8 is the budgets. My God. Starting from League 2 and getting into the Premier League and you get $3 million as a budget, fuck that. Like,
Yeah.
and the fact that none of the money you make over your year is supposed to carry over. Like, if I make $50 million in the Champions League, fuck, I want that money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I end up having to do is give it all to some poor player that I don't want next year in a contract and then sell off the motherfucker. And it sucks because I've had to, like, sell players that I kind of thought were useful. Because there was at one point where I thought every player in my club had a use. But that's a thing. The press conferences need a retooling.
That's one that I'd be happy if they did it, but I wouldn't ever use it. Like, I keep going back to Football Manager, but like, I have my fucking assistant manager attend all of them. Like, I don't.
Oh, do you?
I don't usually bother with the pressers. I would rather do the actual team management things. Like, if I was ever a manager, I would just be like, yeah, good match. See you guys later.
I kind of wish I could give, like, the Christian Eriksen press conference. Just the super dry,
Oh yeah.
you know? And I kind of wish, like, you'd be able to gain a reputation as a manager. Like Mourinho, you know?
Conspiracy.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that
It would be
if
cool.
If you get sacked, like Sam did, help you get, you know, another job. Because what you said, the next best club that wanted to pick you up was Everton.
Yeah, it was a bunch of Serie B clubs in Everton. Like,
You know,
it made no sense.
So yo, I'm a fucking legend, man. Like, come on.
it's like I just built the greatest team Italy's ever seen.
Yeah, and
Maybe not, but like
It'd be like Pep
Well-
being done at Barcelona and like fucking, you know, Brentford's like, hey man, yo, we could totally use you, bud.
you know,
Yeah.
West Ham is like, dude.
Hey man, we used to have that Mascherano guy. I think you might like it here.
But like that's the kind of thing that I wish, you know. And then next is simulated games. So more input when you're simming a game, like being able to take a player out.
Yep.
Or join in the middle of it if you wanted to, because I know past games have had that.
Yeah. I just wish there was more you could do to kind of change the simulations. Like the substitutions is a good one.
Tactics.
Yep, tactics, like switch formation, you know what I mean? Instead of it just being like, all right, you know, plug striker A in for striker B. No, like, you know, switch from a fucking 4-2-3-1 to a 4-4-2 with, you know, my fucking speedy as fuck guy trying to get in behind. You know, it's like add some instructions and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Next would be licensing. They want, like, I would love it if all 4 big leagues, sorry Portugal, had the full Premier League licensing agreement. That would be great.
I would just love more lower leagues, which I think is involved in that. Like,
I mean,
because
if
it's
they
just
got the
like,
entirety of England, that would be really good.
yeah. And it would be fantastic to be able to go down to, like, you know, the 3rd or 4th division in other countries. It's like, if you want to try and do like a Road to Glory type thing where you build up from nothing, it's like,
England.
you're kind of limited, yeah, because there's only one. Any other club, you can go and in 2 seasons be, you know, a mid-table team in the top division. It's like,
And their
with
kits,
England,
look
yeah.
like shit, you know.
Mhm.
There are very few fully licensed lower league teams, which is unfortunate, because that's what people want in career mode. They want to take, you know, I took Chesterfield to the Premier League title.
Mm-hmm.
Chesterfield.
Whenever I do a lower league, I just pick Chesterfield. I completely retooled them, and it's like, this is my team.
A guy I play with on PS4 is a Coventry fan, so that's going to be my next project.
Coventry?
Coventry. I actually like, because my problem is if I don't know any of the players, my first 6 months is basically just like, all right, well, you're like 2 points worse, but you're young, so you might be pretty good in the end. So I'm gonna play you. And like actually having the knowledge of a couple of players is just like, all right, this is. I actually feel like I know what I'm doing, like almost.
I might do AFC Wimbledon and then make Akinfenwa the Premier League scoring
Adebayo,
winner.
Akinfenwa, get in.
I might do that. But their kits are so ugly, and I don't like it. Like, they say Football Manager on the front, and they're yellow, and I don't know. The next thing, on to kits. When a team is promoted, change the fucking numbers. My God. When you go from the Championship to the Premier League, make the numbers Premier League numbers.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could edit kits or even like create an entire team. I know you could do that in the past, like in game, like FIFA 07.
Yeah.
I created Seattle Sounders because they weren't in there because obviously it was early. They weren't in MLS yet, but I created the Sounders, and then you could draft fucking players or create players, and it would be so cool to make my own team, and just do my own thing and start from the bottom.
Yeah, the thing with changing kits though is you run into sponsor issues. Like if Spurs kits were able to change in game, you'd have to do it legitimately after their sponsorship agreement wore out with AIA. I don't know what the current deal is, and not every deal is disclosed for the length.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even have a problem with it being Spurs, you can only have an Under Armour kit, and you can only have AIA in the center. That's just a thing. That's not going to change, but you can, you can change the color scheme. You can fucking put hoops on the fucking away kits if you want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be nice.
If there was a set thing that you couldn't change because of licensing or whatever, that's fine. I just want to change the actual color design, the layout, that kind of shit. I would love to be able to screw around with that.
Yeah. If, because AIA has already shown that they're willing to change the red for their logo. So, it can be white, it can be blue, it can be whatever color you want, but it's got to be there.
Yeah.
Or Liverpool, they've got to have whatever the fuck. Arsenal has to say Emirates on it. PSG. Why are all these teams sponsored by that fucking oil conglomerate? What the fuck?
Dinero.
What is it?
Lots of it.
It's Madrid. Yeah, I want to actually figure it out. It's Madrid, AC Milan, PSG, Arsenal. Not Man City. Man City's Etihad. I'm actually gonna Google this. By Fly Emirates. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. New York Cosmos.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about the Cosmos. That's funny.
Okay. So who we got?
Hamburg?
Yeah, AC Milan, Arsenal, Hamburg, New York Cosmos, PSG, and Real Madrid.
Olympiacos, maybe?
That's what's on the Emirates Wikipedia page, so I'm going to take that as fact. Because people say Wikipedia is not a source, but it's actually a halfway decent source most of the time.
Wikipedia's sources are fucking ballin' sources.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, I think they might have been in the past, but not at the moment.
Not anymore?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I mean, going farther down the list, there's not much else that, in-ground atmosphere would be kind of cool. Make certain games more important. When Spurs play Arsenal, I want it to be loud as shit and not be able to hear the commentators most of the game. Stadium editor, if you earn enough money, being able to build your own stadium. Again, that requires, money. You would have to call it the same thing, I guess. Or if it's sponsored.
I wish they would let you. I think a lot of it just comes down to adding more options with money. Build a better stadium and you actually get increased income. You know what I mean? Or like as with the friendlies thing, like if you're a small club and you can land a friendly with like Spurs, United, and fucking PSG, like you get the gate money from that, you know, and that gives you like a little boost. Or like even preseason tournaments would be kind of cool.
Financial fair play is one that people throw around. Like that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an option that you had to be able to turn on and off. Just because sometimes, you know, you want to just go crazy and buy everyone ever, and you should be able to do that if you want to.
Yep. But if you could turn it on and have financial fair play be a thing.
I would love to be able to turn on, like, FIFA hard mode, you know, and have to do all the homegrown stuff and all that shit. I mean, obviously, still keep the difficulty level of the actual games down so I enjoyed myself, but, like, in terms of the actual rules and restrictions, I'd love to be able to, like, set it to strict.
And then being able to, like, I think as a manager, being able to see what your reputation was with the fans, with the media, with the board, all in, like, a screen.
Yeah.
You know your office screen, you can go look at your career, you can see what people think of you.
Yeah,
I
that'd
know
be
that
nice.
2K does, like, a fake Twitter feed.
Yeah, 2K is fantastic. Like, their career mode is like a fucking story. You know what I mean?
It's like FIFA's My Player should legitimately just be 2K's My Player. Like, make it the same thing, and I'd be okay with that.
It should be right up there. Although maybe they shouldn't just use generic black guy voice #1 when your dude is white as fuck. But you know, I just I picked up an old copy of 2K a week or two ago and started doing it. And it was just like, all right,
it was ridiculous.
He's not black. He just isn't like.
Yeah.
You need like have a generic black dude and a generic white dude. It's just I can't get into it.
It was ridiculous.
I'm laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
And I think one major thing that needs to be added is connected careers. Madden's got it. NHL has it. You know, that's got to be a thing.
Yeah, they definitely would have to limit it to an extent because 20 people would just be absolutely tough to manage. Well, actually, now that I think about it, the way Madden handles it is perfect.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think Madden handles it right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think you could... Multiple leagues, I think, would be an issue. Like, you wouldn't be able to do Premier League and, like, League One. You might not be able to do.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Oh, it would be absolutely amazing, but I think it might be one of those things where it might be tough to implement, like, for next year, you know? It might be a little ambitious.
Though I think they kind of have, like, the simulation model down. So what it essentially comes down to is you play your career, I play my career, and...
On match day, you just handle your shit, and then...
Yeah. And if you've got up to X point done, you're all set, and then it resets, and then you can keep playing.
I think they could handle it then.
What they would have to do is, like, implement you can go 3 weeks in advance in the next 4 days, or whatever. And if you haven't done anything, it just gets simulated, you know?
Yeah.
So people will be really conscious of when, like, the transfer window starts, because people will start doing everything, right?
Yeah.
And you could make transfers with your buddies, and you could become, quote,
you would definitely have
clubs.
to normalize matches, though. Like, make it so all matches are played on Saturday or whatever. Just so that way you didn't have, like, 3 people playing one day, and then you'd have to send to the next day so the next, groups of matches could happen. I think you'd have to have, like, all of them be at the same time.
I think the calendars would be, or at least how Madden does it, I think the calendars would be independent to an extent on your games, and then on Sunday, it would be brought current. You know?
Yeah.
So say Sunday night or Wednesday when they release the Team of the Week, right? When EA's in there messing with stuff. They just say, all connected careers are brought current now.
Yeah, that could do it.
You know?
Yeah. It's definitely something I would love to do because...
It would be fun.
Yeah, and again, it's like Football Manager. I've tried online for Football Manager, and it's such a drag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the idea is amazing, and you're super excited to do it, but it takes, like, 3 weeks to get through the fucking transfer window, and by that point, half the people are just like, I don't really want to do this anymore. And it's just like, all right, you're done. But with FIFA, it's like, it's a lot more straightforward, and it would be way more enjoyable.
And if you could
Especially
set
being
the
able to
pace
play.
to, like, a month a week,
Mm-hmm.
you know, If you
Yeah.
had the ability to go through a month in 1 week, then, you're looking at 12 weeks for a year. And it's not even 12 weeks for... It is 12 weeks for a year, I guess. But you'd simulate a lot of it. And then 15 times... It would take you a full year to get through a career mode of connected to careers to, stick through it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I mean that's assuming you've got a bunch of people and you're trying. If you just do it with 3 or 5 friends and you're on, every night for a couple hours, that shit'll fucking fly.
Yeah, and you can set it to, whatever you want. You should be able to set this is how
Right.
much of the calendar we want to be able to take up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Or set it at the beginning. Say if we wanted to do 2 months a week, we could do that. Or a season a week, we could do that. It depends on how much you wanted to.
Right.
Do. And I think that'd be really cool. If, say, Gommel took over PSG, and I took over, or you took over Roma, and I took over Spurs, and Smokey took over Seattle Sounders, we could all, transfer back and forth in between each other,
Mm-hmm.
So if I had a really old guy, if Christian Eriksen hits 32 and he doesn't want to play for Spurs anymore, Smokey, you need an attacking mid over in Seattle? Be like, sure, buddy. Be like, okay,
Free kicks
cool.
for days.
That kind of thing would be cool. And then when it got between me and Gommel in the Champions League, it would get hyped as hell. And that would be a cool thing to do. If I ever had to play you guys, we'd have to play it at the same time, and it won't let me play it without you being there.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be really cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's something that's got to happen. Those are our 3 big things. I think we've killed them to death at this point. Next is this week's Team of the Week. It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's just nasty this week. I don't know of a Team of the Week in recent memory that's been this good. We've got
Pirlo, we've got Kandreva, we've got Griezmann, we've got Robin.
Yeah.
We've got
Silva
Silva.
is just unreal.
Yeah, we've got third
I
in
want
form
it so
Griezmann,
bad.
third in form Silva, third in form Robin, in form Pirlo, in form Kandreva, in form Skirtle. I mean, I told Gommel the instant I saw the Team of the Week, I need that Pirlo card in my life. And It's looking like it's going to be able to happen because Foot Focus has Pirlo at...
He's only 80,000.
80,000, which I could buy him right now. But I'm going to wait and be a smart buyer and buy him on Tuesday. For all of you that don't know, when you buy a Team of the Week card, you want to buy it Tuesday night because that's when the most of them are on the market. After that point, they start to go up.
There are so many Pirlos in the market right now, it's ridiculous.
I know, but there'll be even more on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because think about how many have been pulled just today.
Yeah.
And people, when they pull a Team of the Week card, they really are going to want to sell them. It's very rare that I think someone pulls a Team of the Week card and is like, I'm going to keep this one forever.
Yeah.
I know I've never done it. Even though with Lacazette I probably should have. But Pirlo is one I need. Kandreva looks awesome. Kandreva's card.
Check the prices going on Godin right now.
You're going to make me feel bad. 392,000, and I ditched him at 192. I mean, I've had worse days. I should have ditched him at 800.
Yeah. Such a disappointment.
The issue is, I didn't even use him. He was just sitting in my club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was a great card. I just never used him. But highlights of Kandreva's card, 94 shot power.
That's just terrifying.
His right leg is a cannon. 88 long shots, 88 dribbling, 88 crossing, 88 ball control. His in-game rating, where's I Am French? What's your in-game rating? Did they show it? In-game rating, right wing, 85 from an 84. So, I mean, not the best in-game rating on the planet, but, pretty good. 84 vision, 83 volleys, 92 penalties. Like, I don't want to hop on the penalty train again because we've been reamed out about that enough, especially with, all right, public apology. Messi missed another penalty. I still think he's better than Kenwin Jones, but he did miss another penalty.
I think 80 would be fair, honestly. Like, shit happens.
Did you see the pathetic fish flail diving header he tried after it?
I'm honestly impressed he got anything on that at all. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was impressive that he even got a head on it. And, like, trying to flick it. I mean, I'm notorious on the Spurs subreddit for defending, like, Soldado, for example, but I'll defend any player I think is getting criticized more than whatever they did wrong warrants. And that was one of those situations. Like, I had, like, 3 arguments going at the same time about how, dude, that thing is fucking hard to pull off. Like, calm down with your jokes.
Now, the penalty, like, I will say, he probably should have scored the penalty.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a fantastic penalty. He didn't really try to send Hart the wrong way. He just kind of picked a side and hoped Hart went the other way.
And he put it in the middle of the side, too. Like, it was squarely in the middle.
I think he was just kind of gambling on Hart going the wrong way.
Calm and collected, send it up the middle. Just chip it right up the middle.
I don't know. I mean, it works for Pirlo. If it's good for Pirlo, it's probably good enough for anyone else.
Yeah. He's just so fucking... Just the way he goes up there and does that is just ridiculous.
That's the one problem I have with playing Pirlo. Like, in a penalty shootout.
Oh, yeah.
I have to consciously think to myself, will this person be smart enough to know that I'm going to chip it up the middle?
Right, yeah. Because sometimes, like... I think sometimes people just don't move because they don't know how to. Or because they just, like, they don't know how to flick. Because sometimes you can actually do that where you hit the button, it's just the player doesn't move.
Yeah.
That happens.
And one of the funniest things was, like, another thing with penalty strategy, if I come up against a sweaty over-the-top player with Doumbia, Barbo, Gervin, whatever, I'm just going to guess up the middle more often than not, because I feel like they're not good enough at taking penalties to want to put it any other place.
Oh, by the way, check the squad I sent you in the chat here.
I looked at it. It made me sad that I'd never be able to afford it.
I am potentially going to put that as our team of the week.
Yeah, you see that?
When did Bonucci get an inform?
A long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I had inform Bonucci last year, and he was nasty.
Yeah.
70 pace is just not bad at all.
No. He's only going for 200. He's going for 200,
like
actually.
Pirlo.
Yeah.
I find it funny that Foothead says he's 172,000 because I feel like he wouldn't be that expensive.
No, he's going for more. I was looking at it on the market. He's going for 200 minimum.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Because I wanted to sell all my players and build that team.
I mean, I would just use Ogbonna, personally.
Yeah.
But, like, that's a solid team. It's a solid squad. Alright, so, then we've got, obviously, Pirlo. Pirlo, he's a immobile ball placement bot. He's just a machine. He might as well just be like the Jugs machine.
Or a turret with a bitchin' beard.
Basically. His stats, the highlights, we'll start with his lowest super green stat, which is 91 reactions, which I give Pirlo. The fact that his balance is only 82 kind of frustrates me, but that's okay. And we got, it starts to get a little crazy here. 94 ball control, 94 short passing, 96 curve, or 95 free kick accuracy, sorry, I missed that one. 96 curve, 97 long passing, 98 vision. If you can't pass with this card, you're doing something wrong.
You're doing a lot of things wrong. That's just like... Oh, we lost him.
Yeah, he started and then he didn't stop. That's funny. I Am French gave him a striker rating. He'd be 71 rated at striker. And, just for those of you that know, he is 80 rated at CDM. So if you haven't seen my Let's Talk About Defensive Midfielder posts, don't ever fucking play him as a lone CDM. I will murk you. He's got 57 defense. Don't do that shit. Same with Rakitic, Kroos, and Modric. Stop it.
Yep. Stop it.
Sorry, I get activated about that.
He really, really is passionate about defensive midfielders.
I do. They're so important.
Luis
Them and
Gustavo.
fullbacks.
Yeah.
Luis Gustavo's the boss.
I love that guy.
And Pirlo's got those perfect low-medium work rates that's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to put the ball wherever I want to.
I'm pretty sure Burba's medium-low, right? He just kind of like wandered. Or is he low-low?
Burba, I think, is low-low, and Balotelli is low-low.
Oh my god, that's just...
Yeah, Berbatov and Balotelli are both low-low, which I think is wrong for Balotelli.
Oh, it's completely wrong. He sprints around like a fucking madman.
I just think he's always in the wrong positioning. Like, his positioning should be awful, but he shouldn't be low-low.
Yeah, he should be high-medium or high-high or something. He just constantly...
But
not
Pirlo
in the tag positioning. There should be like an inconsistency modifier on it. Like you should go into a game and it'll randomly either be 99 or 4, and hope it's good.
And I think he's actually the only person with low medium work rates in the game. Well, not the only person, the only midfielder outside of David Pizarro. Like Pirlo is the only person of note with low medium work rates. Everyone else is a center back. And I think that is very effective. Like, the reason, because people have told me this before, well, Pirlo tries when he's attacking. Doesn't that mean he should have a high attacking work rate? The issue with that is the low medium is what keeps him recessed in your team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's supposed to do. Like,
yeah, the work rates are more about positioning than they are about, like, actual effort put in.
Yeah. That's why Edinson Cavani has high work rates. Have you ever seen Cavani play? He plays center back half the game. Like,
yeah.
Especially when he was at Napoli. He was up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down.
I'm really worried, as a side note, that they'll make Harry Kane high next year, because that dude's work rate is insane.
He kind of deserves it, though.
I hope they differentiate between pressing and tracking back, because he presses a lot, but he doesn't track back much when he's actually playing a striker. So when he plays off another striker, that he does that stupid
game
wander. Yeah.
Where he made
Ribery's fucking made tackles in his own box before, so I mean, shit happens. But yeah,
the Pirlo card looks amazing, and then we go on to our third informs. Griezmann's card looks fantastic.
Filthy.
I theoried out a hybrid between Griezmann and Lacazette, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, you should. It's ridiculous.
It works. This is it, for those of you who haven't seen it. Hold on, let's get this to fit right. Stupid game thing. There we go. That should fit, right? There we go. That's the team. Benzema, Lacazette, Griezmann, Ribéry, Lucas, Matuidi, Alba, Boateng, Silva, Aurier, and Neuer. That's dumb. It shouldn't happen, but that might be one of the most overpowered teams I've ever seen. Better than the Lacazette Aubameyang. I think I like it better than the Lacazette Aubameyang. But Griezmann's card stats are just nuts. He's got 94 agility, 92 dribbling, 94 finishing, 95 volleys, 99 attack positioning. And that's all on top of 89 sprint speed and 89 acceleration. He's got 4-star skills and he's left-footed. I don't know what more you want from a right-sided striker.
Right.
Like, he's 5'9".
Maybe a lack of a shitty little dirt stash, but that's about all I got.
Shave, but that's about it. You look better without the mustache, Antoine. But that's beside the point. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. He's actually, as I Am French has pointed out, 89 rated in-game at striker versus the 86.
Jesus.
It's stupid. Next one on the list would be David Silva. It's a left mid card, which is unfortunate. You know, more people, his second inform and attacking mid will be what people use. However, this card is going to be dirty good at left mid. Or left forward, you know?
Yeah.
Because we've got 90 long passing, 95 short passing, 92 positioning, 96 finishing, 91 dribbling, 96 ball control, 92 balance, 98 agility. And on top of that, he's got like really good shooting stats. 83 finishing, 88 curve, 83 shot power, 88 volleys, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure, because he's got a 90 rated card, he joins quite the exclusive club of 90 rated cards. So, Ronaldo, Messi, Robin, Philip Lahm, Iniesta, Di Maria, Sergio Ramos, Toni Kroos, Thiago Silva, Ibra, Suarez, and David Silva are the only people who have 90 rated cards.
Yep. Yeah, that man of the match Suarez card.
We'll get to that. That card looks filthy. Now, I would never use it. I would sell it, but that card looks filthy.
Yep.
Also, why is he playing at striker? That's wrong. He played right wing that game.
Yep.
But I think FIFA realizes they wouldn't make nearly as much money if it was a right wing Suarez. But they don't care what
honestly, though, my favorite part about that is the fact that he lined up at right wing, but he was in the center a fuck ton. You know what I mean?
Well, the front.
So it's one of those.
So much.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where I think they accidentally made it like it should have been. Because I would totally say he played as a center forward or striker. Like his actual role was that, even if he was like on the team sheet at right wing, kind of like how when Eriksen lines up at left mid, he ends up playing as an attacking midfielder, like through the center primarily. Yeah. So, they accidentally did it right, which
that's true.
Gotta happen somehow.
And according to the comments on Foothead, this David Silva card is 94 rated at attacking mid.
Oh, Jesus.
That's team of the year money. 94.
Mm-hmm.
Like team of the year and team of the season money for a third informed. That's really good.
And I mean, I'm playing Inform Mertens at attacking midfielder right now as a left mid, and I mean, he's fine. He hits 4 chemistry.
So basically, you'd end up getting the card stats.
Yeah, he plays fantastic. Yeah, I would have zero problem putting David Silva through the center.
And then the last one, and the big hitter for this team of the week is Ian Robin. This card's stupid. I mean, his team of the year's
dumb.
His team of the year is like crazy and non-existent in FIFA. Like his team of the year has gone extinct.
Well, that's not. It might have come back because I was looking and there were team of the year Ronaldos on the market.
Oh, were there?
Yeah.
Were they for 15 million though?
Like they're actually 14.8.
Okay.
Damn.
So maybe he's not extinct, but he's pretty.
Somebody in that lurker know.
Yeah.
But so I mean, there are a lot of 90 rated stats here. We got 90 curve, which should be higher. That's wrong. Fix that, EA. His curve is better than that.
Yeah.
It's 90 and it should still be higher. What do we got? We got 91 short passing. We got 92 reactions, 93 ball control, 93 shot power, 93 volleys, 94 balance, which should be higher. Maybe that's... Yeah, it should be higher. 95 sprint speed, 95 acceleration. We got 96 attack positioning, 97 dribbling, 97 agility, 97 long shots. And little comment, when they say 97 agility, it's 99 ability to turn left and 20 ability to turn right. He doesn't do right. It's only left.
But he gets a boost if he plans on turning left after he turns right.
That's true. If you turn right, then Ronaldo chopped left, the 99 compensates. That's why it's a 97 average, not, whatever the average of 99 and 20 is. Just keep that in mind when you're playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
According to I Am French, it's 95 rated right wing in game.
Jesus.
And his team of the year, I think, is 99 rated right wing, if I'm not mistaken. 98 rated right wing. But
Christ.
Good
yeah,
lord.
it's pretty dumb. That card's really good. So if you're looking to buy packs, this team of the week is the week to do it. Obviously, last week we had Messi, but Messi had no support. This week you've got 3 third informs and then 2 really good other players. So I think this is the week to go and do that. Lastly, of special cards this week that are of note, we've got Man of the Match, Luis Suarez.
Among other less.
Man of the match, Lukaku, but
There was a Man of the Match Lukaku? Hold on.
yeah.
I didn't know there was a Man of the Match Lukaku. Hold on.
Yeah, you got that Hattie.
Lukaku's... I want that.
I like this newest round, too, from today. Vieto looks fantastic.
Alright, so... we've got... We'll start with Suarez, because that's what I brought up first.
Okay.
84 pace, 90 dribbling, 90 shooting, 80 passing, 81 physical. That's a dream of a striker card.
Yeah. I'm never going to inform his fucking not inform, though. So it's like, oh, look at that awesome thing I can't use.
Yeah, that's true. Though I think I'd rather take the Griezmann card over this one.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I
I
would.
wouldn't argue with that.
Because Griezmann's stats are just better. Like, if you look at this card, 91 ball control, 92 dribbling, 94 finishing, 93 reactions, 91 positioning. That's it.
Well, what is this Man of the Match Suarez going for? Like
A lot more.
8 mil? Yeah.
A lot more. Like, if you're looking at...
Well, with the man of the match, it's never really a reflection of quality. It's just straight up the rarity of it. You know what I mean? Like, you get one day of this as opposed to a week of any given inform.
According to Foot Focus, it's 14.6 million.
Okay, yeah, I figured it was going to be some ridiculous, yeah.
And that's not worth it. When Griezmann is, I'm going to say maybe 5.
Yeah.
Griezmann's not even 2 million. So, quality for price, go with Griezmann. Lukaku. Lukaku has 190 rated stat, and that is 92 strength. However, he's got 88 finishing, 89 shot power, and that's all you need to know. 87 sprint speed. 87 sprint speed on Lukaku is stupid.
Once that motherfucker gets going, you're not gonna stop him.
And
Like, he's gonna like body check everybody all the time.
And he's got 83 acceleration, so it's not like he's going to be slow getting there either.
Yep.
Good
I want
lord.
this card now. I want this card.
How much is he going for?
I have no idea. Probably way too much, but
Yeah.
Lukaku. 266k. I might have to buy him.
That's not bad at all.
Oh my god, that card looks stupid good.
To get another customer.
88 finishing, 89 shot power, 87 sprint speed,
Ring him up.
92 strength.
Ring him up. Dial him up. MMOGA. Get your KSI.
Yeah, but I don't need MMOGA for 300,000. I have that. I can get that. That's okay. But, yeah, that Lukaku card looks dumb. And then the newest ones that have just come out. Can I see the newest Man of the Match cards that have been released?
No,
you
don't.
can go through, like, they're the top rated, like, recent players on Foothead.
Gotcha.
I don't think they have, like, a page for them, but it's Vieto, Rondon, Vitolo.
Apparently Vieto's really good. Like,
Yeah, I've been looking at his card right now, and it looks fantastic. I was really excited to potentially at some point, maybe if I'm really fucking lucky, try him out.
So Solomon Rondon looks like the perfect pairing for a Doumbia if you wanted to keep the other Doumbia, the Russian Doumbia. You could put Hulk in that team too. 90 finishing, 96 heading accuracy, 95 strength, 93 shot power, 91 volleys, 89 positioning, 83 sprint speed. This guy is a walking tank.
Right.
Yep. Just make people feel bad about themselves.
He's 6'2" with 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. This guy's a walking tank. That card looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's not even that slow either. His acceleration is still 79, 75 agility. Like, he can do a decent job. Balance is shit, but no.
Vieto. For a card that started off as a silver, damn.
Yeah. I mean, like, his physicals are honestly what impresses me.
They're all 85
Yeah.
plus,
He's
except
like,
for
he's quick as
reactions
fuck,
and strength.
and, you know, he can hit a shot. You know, it's like one of those things where, as a 78, that's about as good as you can expect.
He's got 83 finishing, 85 shot power, 83 long shots.
Yeah.
His
like,
curve is a little low, but, like, for a 78, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, he's definitely. The thing is, just because he's a man of the match, he's going to be so rare that he's going to be way more expensive than his stats show. But I do want to give him a shot at some point.
That's a BBVA striker I'd like to use, you know?
Yeah.
That's definitely something I would like to be a part of. And I am so okay with that. And what was the last one? Vitolo?
Yeah. No one. Well, there's also what's his name? I feel like it's another time. Yeah, Vitolo. Vitolo's not really all that great.
No.
Left mid. He's only got 78 pace.
He's also got medium high work rates.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten anything impressive about him.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah, congratulations, bud. But
yeah, no, definitely not something I'd be looking to see. Yeah, that's about it for man of the match cards. Like, they look really good. A lot of them are way more expensive than I think they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my favorite man of the match card this year is definitely the 86 rated Ericsson, but that's going to be so hard to come by that, you know.
Mm-hmm. I do want it, though.
Yeah, I would love to have that card because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 total stats of all of them that are below 80. Like 10 total stats on his entire card that are below 80.
Right.
That's unfair. And like half of them are defensive stats, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, it's sliding tackle, standing tackle, interceptions, aggression, strength, heading accuracy, marking, and then his penalties are 76 and his volleys are 79. Oh, and jumping. His jumping is 60. Everything else is really good.
Yeah, but I don't care about any of those.
Exactly.
Like, any stat that's even remotely relevant is...
Penalties is maybe the only one that I'd worry about, but like it's a really nice card.
Yeah. 76, is that fucking Kenwin Jones level?
No. I don't think it is Kenwin Jones, or maybe it is. What's Messi at? Because it's the same as Messi's is the same as Kenwin Jones. Yes, it is Kenwin Jones level, in fact.
Yeah.
Maybe Kenwin Jones is actually really good at penalties, and we're just not giving him credit for it.
I hope so.
Oh, Kenwin. I don't like mean to be, down looking on Kenwin Jones, but the only highlight I've ever seen him in is a save by Hugo Lloris. That one header he had from last year where Hugo cat up to it, that's the only time I've seen him.
Yeah. It's just like the comparison. It's like, oh yeah, Messi's got 76, and you're looking at who has 76. Kenwin fucking Jones. Like, no.
Yeah, no, that's about as interesting as I think it can be with that comparison. So I think we're going to move on to our tops of the week, unless we've got, we've got some football talk to mention, like Spurs out of Europa League.
We shouldn't mention that one.
I mean, as far as Europa League goes, it's between Napoli, Fiorentina, Roma, and oh my God, who was the last one that I left there?
Sevilla,
yeah. Maybe Everton too.
I mean, they've been playing well, but just in terms of the actual quality they've got, I don't really see it happening.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Champions League fixtures, like Juventus beat Dortmund, Real Madrid beat Schalke, Barcelona beat Man City, Arsenal's
Monaco.
And I think the big one here is Bayer Leverkusen beat Atletico.
It's just 1-0 though.
That's true.
I mean, I would not be surprised to see Atletico come back and win that tie.
Yeah, I think the good games obviously are going to be for next round. Barcelona, Man City.
Yep.
In Manchester.
Juve Dortmund.
Juve Dortmund in Juventus, or in Torino. In Turin. And then Leverkusen Madrid in Madrid, right?
Yeah, I think Monaco going back home with 3 away goals.
Yeah,
I don't see Arsenal winning by 3. I don't see them getting a 3-0 or 4-1.
Unless Sanchez has a day.
But even then, it's like Monaco are filthy defensively. Like, they don't concede, you know?
Very true.
So, I mean, they don't need to score a single goal. And
also, you have Burba, who's just going to be like, he'll be walking off his boat smoking, and then an hour later he'll score 2 goals, and then be like, all right, I'm going to back
like, that was fun.
Keep calm and pass the ball to Berbatov.
That goal he scored was super nice.
Yeah.
My favorite part about that was the fact that afterward there was a link on the top of our soccer that was his just completely absurd chip against Ospina.
Yeah.
From like a year ago, where he was just like, he got the ball and he just kind of looked up and the most casual lob to the back post I've ever seen in my entire life. And he just walked away from it. He's just like, all right, that happened.
Another one was not really mentioned was PSG Chelsea 1-1 in France.
Yep.
And now going back to Stamford Bridge, that'll be a good game to watch. How the hell did Shakhtar keep Bayern from scoring?
That was away, right?
It was in the Ukraine, yeah.
Ukraine. I would not be surprised if Bayern just went into that match being like, yeah, we might get a goal, might not, and then just take it back to the Allianz and kick the shit out of them.
Yeah. I mean, that does make sense. Because I don't think Shakhtar has the quality to show up to the Allianz Arena and do anything as comparatively to what...
Really.
Like, especially when Roma got beat 7-1 there. You know?
Yeah.
Sorry. That Roma match was just... it was depressing, honestly. I was like, this is not nice.
I watched it for entertainment purposes, I'm not going to lie. I like seeing goals scored.
Yeah.
But I'd rather watch the 7-1...
I don't dislike Roma enough to enjoy that match.
That's true. I dislike David Luiz way more than I dislike anyone in Roma. So I'll go watch the Germany-Brazil game and just watch the hopes of a nation.
I love how at like 3 or 4 up, they just started fucking pinballing it in the box until someone was like, yeah, I guess I'll take the goal and knock it on in. That was... Oh, my God, that match was insane.
I don't know if... like, just watching the fate of a nation and their hopes and dreams get crushed in 20 minutes. I shouldn't take joy in that, but I do.
I always feel a little bad because of that picture of the old dude hugging his, like,
the trophy.
His World Cup. I was like, oh, man. I feel bad for enjoying the game now.
I watched it live and it was beautiful. Like,
oh, yeah.
One of my buddies is rooting for Brazil, and I was like, they're going to get wrecked, dude. And he's like, no, they've got this. I was like, they don't have Neymar. He's like, they're at home. They've got this. 20 minutes later, he was over in the corner like, fuck me. I picked the wrong team. And I made a mistake earlier. It was Juventus Dortmund 2-1 in Turin. So they're going back to the Signal Iduna.
That'll be a good one. That's definitely a match I'm going to watch.
Because Dortmund has an away goal. If Juve don't show up, then
yep,
it'll be curious. I think it was really interesting though is that a lot of people that are Juventus fans were calling for Pirlo not to start, and he had a really good game. Now I don't think he'll start in Dortmund because obviously Pirlo is a defensive liability, and he should not be played at defensive midfielder.
If Dortmund play their game well, Pirlo shouldn't be anywhere near the pitch.
Yeah.
Because with the energy and pressing that Dortmund are capable of, he's not going to be able to do anything remotely near what he should be doing.
Yeah, like
So
when you
I
got
think because of
Kagawa,
that,
Immobile, Royce, all Piashikovsky, all tracking you down.
yeah,
They're all quick
I don't.
guys. They're not
They have
gonna.
Aubameyang.
Yeah,
They have
When you
a
got
lot of-
Aubameyang running at you, like
who, as a side note, is almost certainly going to be a striker in FIFA next year, and
I might cry.
yeah, I mean, you're going to like have to use him because he's like Doumbia. He's like one of those strikers who's good and happens to be freakishly fast.
Yeah.
You know, so
Because
it's
people will be able to hybrid Aubameyang and Doumbia, and do it well, because of what they play, who they play for.
Mm-hmm.
Side note: if anyone from League One ever hears this, buy him back. Etienne, go buy Aubameyang back. I don't want him in the Bundesliga anymore.
I don't
Makes
like it.
Makes it too hard in FIFA. And then obviously, Leverkusen going back to Madrid with a 1-goal lead. I think Madrid will get through that.
Yeah.
I
I don't think they'll concede, and I think with the way Griezmann in particular is playing right now, they can fucking pull off a goal or two.
And I think I'm going to go through and make some predictions. So I think the Chelsea-PSG game is completely determined by if Chelsea win on Sunday or if they lose on Sunday.
All right.
And it's the other way around. If Chelsea win on Sunday, they lose against PSG. If Chelsea lose on Sunday, Mourinho's going to have a fit and they're going to beat PSG. But either way, I think it'll be close. Bayern kicks the crap out of Shakhtar.
Yeah. Are we gonna see another like however the fuck much it was to 1?
8-0. They're not going to score. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see them scoring. Who on Shakhtar's team do you think puts the ball past Boateng, Benatia, and Neuer?
Yeah, no one. They've got like
Um,
14 Brazilian dudes that play attacking midfield. Maybe one of them can come up with something.
Bernard's like this tall, man.
Yeah, but they got like what, Douglas Costa and some other guy and Luis Adriano.
Hold on.
I don't think they're gonna score.
I don't think they will. Maybe Bayern won't score 8, but it'll be a rout.
Yeah.
No question.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see him score 8. If they click, it's game over. Like, there's not a team in the fucking world that can handle that.
Yeah, it's bad. And it's bad to say that because Shakhtar is but far and away the best team from that league.
Yeah, but isn't Ukraine one of those leagues that's super corrupt and everyone's like, all right, what are we even doing here?
It's one of those leagues where it's like the Turkish league, basically. Everything runs through Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. But, like, their highest-rated player, their 2 highest-rated players are Bernard and Douglas Costa. And then behind that is Cerna, the right back from Croatia.
He's pretty good, though.
He is, but he's not Bayern good.
Oh, no.
Like, he's a right back with 88 passing. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was a few years ago, people were rating him as one of the best right backs in the world. Like,
Yeah, I think he doesn't get the credit he deserves from being in a bad league, but yeah, I don't see Shakhtar scoring. Madrid against Schalke in Madrid, 5-1, conservatively, if Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema care.
Yeah.
I can see how much Rodriguez getting on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Basel and Porto 1-1 in Portugal. That's gonna be Porto's game. It'll be close, but it'll be Porto's game, I think.
yeah, I mean, Basel are one of those teams that just surprise everybody, I guess. Like, you're just like, oh, it's Basel, and then they end up playing a hell of a match, so...
Yeah, Fabian
I
Schär.
mean,
Maybe
yeah.
he puts in a job.
Yep.
You know, Man City, Barcelona. Man City's going down a goal to the camp.
I do not see them
winning.
even remotely winning that match, and I
Especially because
certainly
it's-
don't see them winning